welcoming you to our practice of chair yoga today. I am grateful to be here with a large group of friends from all around the world. And we've asked our friends to write into the chat something that they're looking for or why they came to our session today. And here's what some of them wrote. Joy, energy, calm, togetherness, stretch, to warm up, gratitude, and a bunch of other things coming in. So I want to just start off our session with feet on the ground and the seat in the chair. And maybe you want to take a moment to just close your eyes and begin to arrive. So we're settling into our practice today, our practice of chair yoga. And it just also happens to be Martin Luther King Day. So I want to share a quote with you as we sit and breathe for a moment. To enter into this space, I want to share a quote from 1963. Dr. Martin Luther King wrote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." And I just love that quote so much. And it's so interesting to learn that Martin Luther King was a fan of Gandhi, he borrowed some of the philosophies of Gandhi of nonviolent resistance. And this is something that we as yogis practice, non-harming. So I'm going to take my hands, rest them on my heart. And this very first moral code that we yogis live by is to not harm. And that starts with not harming ourselves in thought, word, or action. So to do this, it takes a lot of practice. And I want to do this by developing a bit of a heart's eye view. So let's breathe into the heart space, maybe both hands or both arms resting on the heart. Breathing in and breathing out, we must treat ourselves with the utmost care and kindness. And in doing so, we can let that ripple out to others, but we begin with caring for ourselves. So we're breathing in and breathing out of this heart space, just noticing what this feels like as you fill up the interior of the heart space and release that air out into everything surrounding you. And know that, friends, whatever it is you're experiencing today in this community of friends with Waldenstroms and other things going on, you are not alone. That you are part of this community and that you are part of a universal energy. Seeing if I could maybe just take 2 more breaths like that in community. All right, and then we can release the hands down. And I'm going to come away from the back of my chair and sit up nice and tall. Bring my arms down at my sides. And I might wiggle my fingers a little bit or energetically bring my mind to the finger area. Wiggling my fingers. And I'm just going to begin by inhaling my arms out and up. And bring the hands down through heart center. right? Or the pause. Breathing in, arms rising, out to the sides, up overhead, and then down through the midline of the body. Getting this simple movement tuned in with the breath. So I'm breathing in for the first part where I lift my arms up, and I'm breathing out for the second part. Lifting the arms up. I am. Hands coming down. All that is. Breathing in. I am. All that is. Maybe you want to close the eyes and do several more of these arm salutes to whatever degree feels good to you. So that first sort of rule, I'm not going to push through discomfort or pain, nor am I going to speak to myself internally on a negative way. So this is my first way that I practice non-harming or ahimsa. Reaching up, grabbing a little bit of that energy or joy or peace or calm and bringing it into my heart center, whatever the reason you came to this class was today, reaching up and grabbing it just from the very get-go. Let's take one more, bringing those hands to heart center, right? And just staying here, right? Maybe it's the forearms. That's very good, Joan. And I might interlace my fingers and press the palms away and juice up the fingers if that is available to me. And thinking of you, Peg, and your hands and your peripheral neuropathy in the hands. So I kind of want to spend, some time every day just moving all the joints in the areas where I experience peripheral neuropathy. I might lift my arms up and just release the arms down at my sides, and I'm going to just roll my shoulders up, back, and down. And as I'm rolling my shoulders, I might also make fists and squeeze those fists as hard as I can, and then release the fingers wide. So I'm doing this two things at once, rolling the shoulders, making fists, and then opening those fists, releasing the fingers wide. And I might do one more of those, and releasing the fingers wide. Now I'm going to inhale the arms straight up overhead. As I exhale, I'm going to take a twist to the right, bringing the arms down to the right. So a little torso twist. Inhale, arms up to center, turning the torso back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the left, arms coming down to the left. You got it, Karen. Inhale, lift the arms up. Maybe it's just one. Exhale, arm or arms coming down to the right. Right? So carrying utmost care and kindness to yourself. As we breathe in, arms rise. As we breathe out, we twist. So we're just moving at whatever pace feels good. Moving from side to side, lifting the arms up, twisting the torso. Right? Maybe doing one more of these on each side. So a nice way to warm up the spine. And then I'll, for the last time, inhale those arms up and exhale the hands to heart center. Now opening the arms out to the sides. Maybe the palms can face forward. Bringing the palms back, lifting my heart, developing this heart's eye view, right? So I'm inhaling into the heart center. And as I exhale, I'm going to give myself a hug. One arm on top, tucking my chin, protecting the heart. Inhale, open, heart lift, arms wide. Exhale, hug, opposite arm on top. Go nice and slow. Inhaling, opening, drinking in nectar through the heart. Exhaling, closing, maybe getting a little bit of protective or giving yourself a little pat on the back. opening our arms out, hugging opposite arm on top. We may take one more of those. Big hug, and just bathing yourself in compassion for yourself, for all that you have experienced, all that you've gone through to get to this moment. And there'll never be another moment like this one where we're all together in this space hugging. It's quite nice. And we can release from there. All right, I'm going to turn my chair to the side just so you can see. I'm going to be doing two movements. One will be sort of an arching of the back, and the other will be a sort of a forward fold. So what I'll do is I might bring my hands back to hold on to a part of my chair, or I might just rest the arms on my chair. I'm going to be lifting my heart and squeezing my shoulder blades. So the upper back is in a little bit of a back bend. Now, option to keep the chin level with the earth if you experience neck issues. Or you might lift the chin a little bit. And I'm taking a breath in. And then I'm going to release from there. Bring my arms or hands onto my thighs. Lean forward. Rest my forearms on my knees or thighs. Nice flat back. And let's take several breaths into the back of the body. See if you can feel the back of the body moving with the breath. You go down only as far as feels good to you, and I'm avoiding rounding the spine, especially if I have severe osteoporosis. Okay, sitting up, I'm going to do that arching of the back again. So this could be either considered a cobra pose or even a cow pose. I'm tipping the pelvis forward, accentuating the lumbar curve. Back bending the upper back a little bit. Maybe the heart is reaching towards the ceiling, and don't forget to breathe. And then I'll do the opposite of this. For me, I'm just going to lean forward, bring my hands to my thighs, chin is tucked, and I'm just taking a couple of breaths. Can you feel that breath moving in the back of your body? All that space, the oxygen-rich space in the lungs. And let's do that arching of the back one more time. So, option to bring the arms back. Lift the heart and breathe into the heart center, relaxing the shoulders. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded, tuck the chin, look down at the floor. And then releasing forward into a very, very gentle forward fold where I'm getting a stretch to the back of the body. All right, and then I'm going to sit up. Okay, so sitting up, I'm still away from the back of my chair, and I'm going to stretch that right leg out with the heel on the earth and the toe lifted up. I'm going to hold onto my chair and lift the left arm straight out in front with the palm lifted in like a stop in the name of love kind of posture with my hands. Okay, so I've got the right leg and the left arm. The paw is up, the toes are up. I'm going to reach my arm up, palm to the ceiling, and as I exhale, I'm going to bring the palm down, straight out at shoulder height, and then I'll bring my fingers down and bring my toes down into the earth. So I'm going to lift my toes, lift my hands, stretch the arm up as far as feels safe. As I exhale, I'm going to bring the hand down, toes and fingers pointing down. I'm going to do that one more time. Inhale, stretch, almost like you could give the ceiling a high five. And then exhale, toes and fingers down. All right, then I'm going to switch sides. So left leg out. I'm holding onto my chair with my left hand or my left arm. I'm going to bring that right arm straight out in front of me with the palm facing out. Stop in the name of love. Very gradually, I'll inhale, palm lifting towards the sky. As I exhale, palm coming down, fingers come down, toes come down. Inhale, toes up, fingers up, arms lift. Exhale, down, toes and fingers pointing down. And we'll take one more inhale. You got it. And exhale, toes pointing down, fingers pointing down. Got it. And then I'm going to release back. I'm going to scoot my bum back into my chair a little bit. And depending on the height of your chair, I only want you to do this if you feel safe doing this. So I'm going to lean back so that the back of my heart is supported by my chair. And I might lift my arms up behind me, tucking my chin. Now, if you feel like you're going to fall out of the back of your chair, don't do this. And I might extend my legs if I felt safe doing so. And then here, I tend to get a little strain in my neck, so I might just bring my hands behind my neck and feel that openness across the chest. And then I'm releasing my feet back down onto the earth and sitting back up. So that was like a little back bend you can do in your chair. Now we'll come, take a sip of water if you need it. We'll come to a slightly wider stance. Coming to a slightly wider stance. Feet on the earth, knees out to the sides, hands or arms resting on the legs. And I'm just going to take a circle with my whole torso. I'm leading with my heart. So my heart might be pushing forward and out, and then it might be retracting in, breathing out. So there could be a little bit of an arching and rounding as you do this torso circle. Going at whatever pace feels good. And then I'm going to come back in the other direction, leading with my heart. Nice slow circles, you got it. And then I'm coming back to center. I might either take my mind or my hands to my belly and my low back. So I'm just kind of supporting my lower back, and I might just rub my belly for a moment. And I'm going to get to know this lumbar curve. So my lumbar curve is something that I can accentuate, and the belly kind of tips, the pelvis tips forward. And then I can decentuate or erase the lumbar curve, and that belly button can push back towards the spine. So I'm doing these very subtle little pelvic tilts forward and back. Tipping forward, I might inhale. Tipping back, I might exhale. So just kind of familiarizing myself with what a pelvis tilt feels like for me, accentuating that lumbar curve, erasing the lumbar curve, pushing back into the hand. And you might do one or two more of those. And then find the place that feels like it's sort of between the two. So neither erasing or accentuating. And I'm really kind of integrated in my core. I'm going to take some very gradual side bends. So this means I might bring my right hands up to my right rib cage and lean over to the left. I'm going to take a breath here and exhale. And another breath here. And then exhale, come on back up. Left hand or left arm sliding up to the left rib cage. I'm leaning to the right, breathing in to that left rib cage. All right, and then coming back. Now I'm going to use my arm or my hand. So I'm going to inhale that right arm up a little bit, leaning to the left. And then I'm coming right back down. I'm going to do a few of these on the same side. So I'm lifting the right arm up just a little bit more, leaning to the left, and coming back down. Gradual side bends, little by little, so I can experience the whole side body little by little, gradually. And I feel like gradual is like another way of being gentle. Instead of jumping right in, I'm dipping my toe into the pool of a movement. And this is, a way that I can be non-harming and I can be gradual about something, whether it's a movement or it's trying something new. So I'm still on my right side. I've been using my right side the whole time. And now I'm going to gradually move the left side. And you might have things going on with either arm, so that might mean you change this up. But I'm going to gradually lift the left arm up, lean to the right, and come back to center. I'm breathing in. Maybe I go a little bit farther with that left hand. Releasing down. Sit bones anchored, feet anchored as I side bend. And I'm used to just going right on up there and going as far as I possibly can the first time. What would happen if I just ratcheted it up slowly? I wondered as I prepared this class, and I thought, this feels really good to me to try this just simple movement that we do a lot in a slightly different way. Good. I'm going to take one more left arm lift, extend, and then I'm releasing. I'm going to hold onto my chair for a moment and walk both feet in, walk both feet out. Both feet in, both feet out. And then I will, next time I walk my feet in, I'll keep them there and I'll bring my arms out to the sides like a cactus. So I'm going to inhale, lift my heart, squeeze my shoulder blades, and as I exhale, I'm going to bring my forearms together. Inhale, open, lift that heart. Exhale, squeeze, protect the heart. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale, squeeze those forearms. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. You got it. All right, I'm going to bring my arms back out to the sides. I'm going to walk my feet out. And I'm going to play around here with a little mental challenge for you. So let's walk opposite arm and leg in, other opposite arm and leg in, walking opposites out and in. Opposites out and opposites in. And remember, we're non-harming in thought as well. So if you find yourself getting stuck here, we're no negative self-talk. We're laughing at ourselves for being human. We haven't done this one in a while. Opposites in, opposites out. Really nice, Marnie. I really feel your core stability from here. Beautiful. And then I might end with both legs and arms in front and give myself a hug for trying, tucking my chin, breathing, and releasing the hands down into the lap and getting ready to decide whether I want to stand for a few poses here. And if that's me, I'm going to stand up very mindfully. If I'd prefer to sit, that's also fine. Taking a little sip. And if I'm coming to stand, I'm going to make sure that I have access to my chair for support. Nice, mindful standing, if that's in your practice today. Whether you're seated or standing, I want you to move your mind down to your feet, your ankles. right? And maybe you just stay rooting down like that, right? Or maybe you would like to lift up onto your tiptoes and come back down, right? So doing what is possible for you, focusing on what you can do. Maybe one or both arm lifts, and let's try this gradually. So I'm going to do a little tiny tiptoe float, and the next time I might come up a little higher, and the next time higher still. Gradual is the new gentle, right? Maybe it's one arm lifting and the other arm is holding on. Maybe you're rooting down and you're not floating up. Maybe you're floating everything up. How high do my arms want to go? That's how high I'm going to bring them. And then I might take one full big tiptoe float and release back down and sink into my knees. So I'm bending my knees and I'm bringing my weight back into my heels. Remember the pelvic tilt we did where we accentuated and erased the lumbar curve? I'm going to push my belly back into my spine. So I'm really integrated in my core. And I'm going to bring both hands over my heart. And I'm going to push my feet apart isometrically. So I'm really turning on my glute muscles. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's hold it one more breath. Beautiful. And then I'm going to come up and walk it out. Right? So if you're seated, you could march in place, opposite arm, opposite leg. And then we're going to move through heart's eye view of a few poses we do a lot of. So I'm going to turn towards my chair, step my right foot forward, bring my left foot back at a little angle. My hips are pointing towards my chair, my hands are on my chair for support, and I'm sinking into my right knee. Squeeze the left glute muscle, and you might decide, oh, I'm going to bring just one hand to my heart. Maybe you want to bring both hands to your heart. And I'm breathing into this heart center, so I could stay here, or I might lift both arms or one arm up. Lots of space between the fingers, right? As far up as the arms want to go. We're not here for pain or discomfort. Lifting the heart towards the sky. Big breath in. And then we're releasing the arms down, shortening the stance. So the legs will be a little closer together and both legs will be straight. And I'm taking a bow, but I'm leading with my heart, and that belly is pulled towards my spine. Chin is tucked. Maybe the forearms come to rest somewhere on your chair. Tucking that chin so I'm not exacerbating the neck. Good, Roxanne. Maybe the hands come a little farther down. See how that feels for you. You got it, Edith. And then I'm going to walk my way back up, step the left foot forward, bring the right foot back at an angle, sink into my left knee. Torso is upright. You've got it. One or both hands on the heart to remind me to lead the way with my heart rather than my brain. And then maybe I want to lift one or both arms. Heart is lifted. Big breath in. And releasing, you got it. You can always take a break if you need to. I'm going to shorten my stance. Both arms down. Shorten my stance and take a bow, leading with the heart. Hinging at the hip, keeping that chin tucked. Maybe the forearms rest somewhere on your chair. And remember about your lumbar curve. So I'm going to pull that belly back a little bit towards my spine. You got it, Karen. Just breathing. And then walking our way up nice and slow. If you're standing, coming to stand. And taking a balance challenge here. So taking the weight into the right foot. And maybe taking one hand on the chair. And we're just standing on one leg, standing on the right leg. Doing the best you can, peg. Right? Maybe you want to keep the hand on the chair the whole time. So just practicing non-harming in the thoughts. Right? I'm doing the best I can. I'm focusing on what I can do. And then we'll release and maybe kick out that right leg. And you can always do this balance in your mind's eye if it's not something that you are doing physically today. Weight will come into the left foot, picking up the right leg, finding a place to rest my gaze, whether that's an inner gaze or an outer gaze. Finding the breath. Maybe taking both hands off of the chair for a millisecond. And when you're ready, release out of it. Yes, I think it would be nice to just do some loose movements. Maybe you want to do some hip circles or just flow your arms from side to side. Maybe a sort of a windmill motion leading with the heart and the arms sort of follow. And you can let the legs and the hips move. And then finally I'll do one more stretch here. I might have it so that the seat of the chair is actually facing me. I'm going to take a little bit of a wider stance. I'm going to do this seated as well. So I'm doing a wide-legged forward fold. Hands sliding down the legs, and maybe the hands or arms resting on the seat of the chair. And you can adjust this. If this is too low, you can use the back of the chair. I'm keeping a flat back, especially those of us with osteoporosis, just a reminder. And those of us with neck issues, don't forget to tuck that chin. Taking a couple breaths into the back of the body and just noticing. What is it like in this moment in my body? When you're ready, you can walk your way up. And I'm returning my seat to its original location and coming to sit. If I'm not already sitting, coming to sit nice and slow. You got it, Beth. Taking that right ankle over the left knee. And I'm not in any hurry to get here, friends. I'm taking my time. Sitting down in my chair for this figure 4 hip stretch. Right, so I've got my right ankle over my left knee. And I might take a moment, just rub what's available, the shin, the ankle. And you can always do this lying on the floor. It's good, Jim. Hug it in. I'm going to reach the heart forward, lean forward until I feel the amount of sensation that feels right for me. And yes, I'm flexing that right foot so that I am engaging the muscles of the shin to protect the knee joint. Leading with the heart. It's good, Edith. Sitting up when you're ready. Jim, you can stay where you are and cross the knee over with that right foot on the earth. or left foot on the earth. And I'm going to take a twist to the right with my torso here. So I've got my right knee on top of my left knee. My knees and my torso are moving in the opposite directions. What can I soften here? Can I soften my shoulders? And then I'm relaxing and releasing back to center and switching sides. Left foot over the right knee. And I can just stay here, and I get a lot of sensation just pushing that left knee down a little bit, right? Or you might want to give a little massage, especially for those with PN in the lower limbs, just that massage to get the circulation moving. Leaning the heart forward or hugging the knee in if you're on the earth. And Jim, you can also kind of flatten the lumbar curve down a little bit as well. That could feel good. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. You got it. And then we're sitting up from here. Oh, nice to see you, Carolyn. Crossing the knee all the way over. Big breath in. As we exhale, we're twisting the torso to the left. Just a gentle, gentle twist. Hands can rest wherever feels good. And where can I let go of effort? Right, so I'm effortful in my torso and my core muscles. And maybe I can soften my shoulders, soften my jaw. And then slow relax back to center. Take a really big stretch. Stretch everything. Arms extended, legs extended, maybe a few wrist circles. And then come to find a very comfortable posture. And we're going to end with a little meditation here. So maybe you would prefer to stay seated. Maybe you have a cozy little setup and you feel like laying down and really relaxing and resting the body. So go ahead and begin by closing the eyes. Making any other movements that the body's asking for. We didn't do much with the neck today. Maybe you move the head from side to side or stretch open the jaw to relax the jaw and the neck. And then just coming into a restful, still place. Closing the eyes. Releasing effort from the body. Letting go of doing. Just being here together in this moment. And as we inhale, we're going to think the Sanskrit word hum. And as we exhale, we're going to think the Sanskrit word sa. Hum sa. I am all that is. Inhale hum, I am. Exhale sa, all that is. Inhale, hum. Exhale, sa. Maybe you want to breathe that hum into the heart space. I am. And as you exhale, your exhalation makes its way out into the universe. Inhaling hum, exhaling sa. And then just letting yourself rest for a moment. Clearing the mind. And now we'll just move the mind to the heart center once more. Maybe you want to take a hand or both hands to the heart. We're breathing into the heart space and breathing out. May all beings everywhere be happy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And opening the eyes, coming back into your space. Thank you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste.